Hi there, YouTubers. Tonight I'm going to give you a bit of a tour again. This is a follow-up to last year's Vault of Horrors Part 1. We can call this Vault of Horrors Part 2 because there's still a lot going on, a lot to do down here to organize. But I'm making a little bit of headway, so I'll just kind of show you where I'm at right now. So I'll just come around and take the camera off. There, I'm stuck on the tripod. So it's a little bit tidier down here. Over here, this is a Sansui speaker, 16-inch woofer. I think I've shown this in a previous video. There's a pair of them there. This little stack of equipment here is a bunch of receivers and a couple amplifiers and odds and ends. There's a couple of Sansui 8080 DBs. Very big late 70s receivers, really high-end Sansui stuff. There's a Luxman receiver in that pile, and also a Harman Kardon receiver. I think it's a 930, it's a twin-powered one from about 1973 or 74. Those are all in working condition, they're quite good. Now this one here is kind of interesting. This is a receiver, it's a Sears. I'll turn this on. It does work, although I haven't hooked up to speakers yet and I haven't tested everything out. But this is an AM/FM multiplex receiver, 8-track and cassette stereo recorder. So it records 8 tracks, it records cassettes. You can transfer from one to the other, I believe. You can record off the radio. You can hook up an external tape recorder to this. You can hook it up to a turntable. This thing does everything if it works. But I haven't tested everything on it yet. So this is an interesting one. I've never seen a receiver that does everything like this, especially with 8 tracks and cassettes. Turn that off. So things are getting a little tidier here. I can actually see the floor. A lot of speakers down the end. Here in my workbench right now, I have another Yamaha CD player that has the dreaded drawer does not open. Just makes the noise, so I assume the belt on this one's gone as well. This one was given to me. It does power and everything though. In the future I might do a couple presentations on the Beach Boys and Jimi Hendrix. I have a really nice Joe Stafford box set of CDs. This came out back in the early 90s. Joe Stafford was part of the Pied Pipers and sang with Frank Sinatra and Dorsey's band and had a good solo career in the 1950s and later, I guess. Now, getting over here, here's a new piece of gear that I've just added to my system recently. It's a mini disc player, a Sony mini disc player, which is kind of an odd one. This pile of records here, there's boxes and boxes. I've got about I guess about 6 or 7 boxes of albums where I've got 2 copies of each album. And I have to sort through those and keep the one I want to keep and then dispose of the one I want to dispose of. And I haven't decided how to dispose of them yet, but I'll figure it out. This is a turntable on this little cushion here. It's a JVC turntable, and I use this one just solely for cleaning records. I put the record on top of here, put the cleaning fluid on the record, and I have disc washer brushes, and I do a bit of a scrub on the album as it's rotating around the turntable. It's a direct drive turntable, so I can put a little bit of pressure on the record while I'm cleaning it. The turntable probably would work just as a turntable, but it's not an expensive one, so it's just, you know, kind of disposable in a way, and I just use it for cleaning records with. Next to it I have a big pair of speakers, and the boxes on these speakers are they're like small coffins. They're incredible. These speakers were made by Castle in Britain, in Yorkshire, Britain. I think it was up north of York. Castle Howard, where I think it was Brideshead Revisited was filmed in that area. And these speakers are probably about 60 or 70 pounds a piece. And I paid $20 for them. They were imported to Canada, sold through high-end audio dealers. These are called Castle Howard 2s. and I think there's a speaker or two that are not working in these. I haven't really had a close look to see what the problem might be, but these are probably very, very good speakers if they're working properly, or when they're working properly. This room in here isn't getting any better, really, but here's another pair of speakers. I have speaker addiction. If I see a nice pair of speakers, an interesting pair of speakers, I grab them. These are from Radio Shack, and oops, am I closing in here? There, I'll back off on that. And these are from the early 1970s, and they have these grills all the way around. There's speakers on two sides, and you can pull the grills off and see them. And they're made to sit in a corner, and you can use them either as a stool, or you can use them as speakers, or both at the same time. And there's cushions that came with them, so you can sit on top of the speakers and use them as little seats, little chairs. I do have to do some work on these. I think these are going to be really cool when they're fixed up, though. Here's the record rack again, and as I said, this room is not getting any better. I put some new shelves up here to try to solve some of the problems in the storage issues. There's a record up there called Game of Life. That is a religious album. I think it's on the Word, yes, it's on the Word label, and it's sealed. And it's living words by the great Christian athletes, and it's the thrilling play-by-play description of an imaginary football game between Christianity and the forces of evil. This would be a perfect one for Manic Mark. It's, like I said, it's sealed. I think, was it Rafer Johnson is one of the people that narrates. And, yep, Rafer Johnson, Bobby Richardson, the baseball player, Bill Glass, Bill Wade. Some of these are old sports guys, a lot of them that I don't know, American sports heroes. Now, Adam, there's the Emerson system on the bottom there. I still have it, I just wanted to show you that. Heading out here. This picture, this is a poster, Picasso poster. Speaking of Manic Mark, it looks just like something that Manic Mark might create on his own, but this is a Picasso print from an exhibition that was in Montreal in 1985. I think this is a woman. It looks like a variation of a woman, but Picasso, the way he was, you know, his imagination was quite vivid, so I think that's probably about all I have to show you tonight. Oh, my next presentation might be these albums here that I've picked up in the past 2 or 3 weeks. There's about 20 albums there, and I think I'll just flash through them pretty quickly in the next video. So thanks for watching, everybody. I appreciate it. Appreciate all the nice comments, and hi to all the zombies. Take care.